This is Natalie, the Vintage Cross Stitch Niche, bringing you another video. So I know I just put one up yesterday, but that was a shorty video that just showed some items at the cross stitch cupboard. This is the big video that's more educational and also will be associated with the giveaway on our page. Kitty's in here in case you see him. Hey, Ragnar. And we're jam-packed today. So what are we going to do? Number one, I'm going to show you what I'm working on. I will show you some new acquisitions. I will share my views on the latest Just Cross Stitch. That's a review. I'm going to show you the most amazing book that I picked up yesterday that you should look for. And then, of course, it's going to be the top 10 frugal finishing ideas. Top 10. There's probably more, but these are ones that came to mind today. And we'll see. So let's start off like I always do with what I'm working on. I'm working on Jesus Wept, and by the way, I did change a setting in the phone so that the image isn't flipped. We'll see how that goes, but just looking at it, I think it's good. This is the Scarlet Letter, Jesus Wept. Okay, I'm showing you a real close-up. Here's the other part. Well, we'll see if it's flipped. I don't know. Maybe I followed directions, but we'll see. I think it looks flipped to me. Let's see. Does it? Maybe. Oh, it's not a mirror image, so it's not flipped. Yay. Okay. Anyway. So just about all cross stitch. The issue is that the called for is over 1. And here's my progress. It's going rather quickly. Sort of quickly. This is over 1. Beautiful colors, right? Beautiful colors. I have some helpful hints about using this roll frame that I've learned over the time, but that's another video. I'm going to have a video that's going to talk about hacks, but we're not doing that today. Anyway, here's my colors. Okay. See the colors on the Russian tea cake fabric. Real pretty, right? And this is Gloriana Tudor Silk, which is on the thin side. The equivalent of this would be Soie Surfine. Okay. Next, let's talk about some new finds. I found this at a little antique mall, and I've already sold it. It's pink. I hope you can see the nice pink color. Let's bring it closer. It's very pink. It sort of looks salmon in the photo, or at least the video, but it's a light pink. It was in superb condition. It is truly vintage, although I don't know how long ago it was made. And it's already sold. Not very much money did I pay, and not very much did I sell it for, so I have to pack that up. Another pair of scissors that's relatively, that's new to me is these. Oh, I need to get my magnifiers out. And these are made, it says Muhlenberg, Germany. They're very old. They're made of steel. I love figural scissors, and these are unusual. Who knows if I'll find another pair. Let's look. See the stones? Pretty, right? And the tips meet. Can you see that? And they do cut. I haven't done anything to them. Okay, so that's one pair of scissors. This is another pair that I did find of steel scissors that's marked Germany on one side. Let's see if I can figure out what it's marked on the other. Let's see. I cannot tell. It's got an arrow. It's got an arrow. Strange. Some mark. And these were relatively inexpensive and nice. And again, they're steel. You can hear it. They actually cut fairly well. Then this was an interesting find. This is a very unusual scissor. Sort of, I guess, like a Salvatore Dali look. This is the way it was made. Let me show you something. Now it looks like some of the silver did chip off there, which doesn't really affect how they look. I mean, check it out, right? These are really unusual, and they cut. They're P and B. I don't know what that is. I'll have to find out, but they are marked sterling. So these were quite unusual. And next, I went a little nuts from Morning Glory Needlework. She has an Etsy store, and her prices are pretty much very inexpensive for what these items are. Now, this was sold to me as sterling. I have yet to find the mark. I have no reason to think that she'd make that up, though. This is a very reliable person. I'm going to have to test this, which I never like. I just want to make sure it's not plate, because I paid too much if it's plate. So we're going to find out. Oh, there is a mark. There is a mark on here. So this is actually quite heavy. This is a chatelaine, and I thought it's a pin. And I thought it was quite unusual. So things attached to that. It's got initials. This is really old, and I did find the mark. It's actually quite heavy. So it's real out there. How nice to wear this with your scissors hanging to a retreat. This one needs to be polished. It's clearly not a, clearly does. All these do. This was another one relatively inexpensive, marked sterling as well. Let me see, did I find the mark? I did at one point. And it's a little, it's made to go in a chatelaine, and it's a little magnifier. Couldn't resist that. And there's the third one I bought from her is this, also marked sterling. This is a thimble case. Not sure if I'm going to keep it. We'll see. With fleur-de-lises on it. And then, I mean, literally her prices were so good I couldn't say no. And then this is a sterling scissor with, as you can see, some sort of holder on it. These scissors are quite good. They're really sharp. It looks like somebody had tightened them. And they're sort of interesting. They've got a little wear on the silver, which means they were well loved and used. But ultimately, they're still in good shape. And I love the beading on here. And here's the... here's the case. These are quite nice and so much work on them. I do always like to find marks. If I don't find marks, I do have a little acid tester thing that I use only outside because I'm afraid of it. It's and with gloves, it's got acid. So anyway, I haven't decided what I'm keeping and what I'm reselling. If I resell it, I will make. I don't take advantage, so I will make a few bucks just for my bother. That's it. And most stuff I resell for the same price I bought it. Okay, so those are some new finds. Next, I told you I was on a sampler diet, but I have the HOTS for out of print scarlet letter charts. Don't ask me why, but it's only a chart, so they're easy to store as opposed to a kit. So let me show you. I got this one at the Cross Stitch Cupboard. It was 22 bucks yesterday. Okay, and this one is Sarah Wilson, 2000. It's got quite a nice, it's got the same kind of chart as my Jesus Wept. And there's really one reason I bought it. And let's see if you can guess. Can you guess? Look at the skirt. It's a candy cane. And I love Christmas. Right? So I thought this was so fabulous that I couldn't walk away. It really was cool. And it's got an awful lot of colors. And let's see if it has any specialty stitches. It doesn't say. It says blah, blah, blah. I think it's, let's see, it's cross stitch, some vertical counted thread some satin stitches, and some back stitch, and that's it. So it's 99% cross stitch. And this was, I never saw anything like that. It's cool, so I had to get it. And these two were eBay finds for a very inexpensive price. I need a scissor to open these because apparently they're brand new. Can I find a scissor? I guess I can use one of these. Why not? Let's see. Here we go. This is that green one I showed you, and as you can see, it cuts. Okay. So this is called the Bird Sampler. Definitely out of print. Oh, this one's really brand new. This is definitely an old chart. This was hand charted. Nothing wrong with that. They're fine. And it's a small sampler. It says on 25 count, it only measures 10 by 12. So if on 25 count, it measures 10 by 12, it doesn't give a stitch count, but it's very small. So on 40 count, it would be a real mini sampler, but check it out. That is a cool looking sampler. I really like these guys, right? Unusual. So this one, okay. And my second eBay find, and these were not expensive, was Elizabeth Shepherd. Let's see what the stitch count is. This one's also hand done. You may not like that, but it's easy. Don't worry, it's the same as anything else. It only has 3 colors, and it only is cross stitch. So this was from 1998, and it's called Elizabeth Shepherd. That's really nice, right? I suppose you can do this in any color you want, but I always like the original colors, which are rose, dark olive green, and brown, a dark brown. Interesting. So I don't know what the stitch count is, and it doesn't really say how big it is. It's not huge. So interesting, nice. Okay, so like I said, I really don't have, you know, an issue getting some of these charts when they're so easy to store, and then I sometimes go through them and rehome them, and rehoming these charts is relatively easy. Okay, so yesterday I went to a sampler symposium with Susan Greening Davis. And I also got a chance yesterday morning to look through my JCS. And I'm going to show you these books, okay? So I'm leaving my frugal stitching, the frugal stitching for the end. The way to save money on doing your own finishes, but that's going to be the end. Let's talk about just cross stitch. This magazine has gone downhill, has definitely gone downhill. And by no means am I trying to put down designers, because there are some very talented people in here, and certainly people who go to a lot of bother and really work hard at it. But there's a few things in here which are nice, but as usual, they're not with it. They need to get the top designers, which means they're probably going to have to pay them. And if they get the top designers, they're now not doing this monthly, they're now doing this quarterly, they will sell a lot more magazines. So so this is a farmer's market set. I mean, as you can see, it's just a little dated. This is cute. Okay. Right? I'm just going to take you through these. I think this is definitely dated. Okay. So these are not top designer pieces. They don't have a sampler in here. They have a piece of a sampler. They do have a really nice tribute to Karen. I don't know about tribute, but an interview with Karen. And it talks about Karen Owner, the owner of the cross-stitch cupboard, hasn't missed a market since its inception. She recalls that early shows were held in Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay, what initially started with a limited selection of fabric and flosses has now transformed into an amazing assortment of hand-dyed fabrics, a diverse range of specialty fibers, and an extensive array of accessories available in the present day. So actually, the editor of this magazine stopped by the cross-stitch cupboard, saw this for herself. It says, with 43 years of business under her belt, Karen knows what her customers want. Okay? So anyway, it goes on. It even talks about Karen's Nashville Day event. Shoppers delight in savoring delicious homemade soups and breads while taking a well-deserved break from exploring the treasures of Karen's market hall. She did not have a photo in here. I was like, where's the photo? But that's okay. Really, that was the best part of this magazine. Okay, this is by the very talented Sissy Bailey Smith of Gentle Pursuits. And this is a piece of a sampler, and this was probably the nicest thing in the magazine. Okay, and a really well-finished item. So that was the nicest thing in the magazine. And she does show the sampler it's based on, and that would have been nice had they actually put a sampler in here. Let's see, they have a hummingbird garden on Ada. That's really not bad. It's from Carol Manning. They have another dated piece. Okay. And a full page stitching piece. Okay, that actually is quite pretty. It's just not, you know, there's a market for that because there are people that like these full, I mean, it's one complicated chart. Another, not dated, but quite simplistic cross stitch. That's a quickie if you wanted to do. Okay. This was quite cute. At least they're thinking utilitarian. Just keep going. Very dated, 1980s. Dimensions looking. Ton of this is also sort of a dated full coverage design. I mean, I'm giving you my honest review. I think they should really get Blackbird Designs, Lindy Stitches. I think they should get a bunch of them. Because there's sort of a mix of simplistic and dated full coverage. Another full coverage dated sort of thing. It's not ugly, it's pretty, but it's not what people want right now. I thought this was quite nice. This is by Christy De Clemente. I thought actually this was quite contemporary. Okay. This one I liked. And they stitch it on Charles Craft Ada. Simplistic. This is very dated. Again, it's not ugly. It's just dated type of stitching with a ton of back stitch in solid areas. And again, it's on Ada. Well, no, this one's on linen, but sorry, it's just they aren't using any linens that are interested. Sort of dated, in my opinion. Again, this is my opinion. Yours may be different, so don't massacre me. Anyway, I just they should really be using interesting fabrics, dyed fabrics, interesting fabrics. They should get rid of the dated type pieces, which means they have to pay the designers because, you know, they're getting some designers that are new at it, that are, you know, just not the top designers. It is what it is. So I'd say this one's a B-. It's not an F and it's not an A. And there were two designs in here that I did really like, the Gentle Pursuits design and then that little bee design on the book. I thought that was quite cool. I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, that is the review of that as promised. And this is one of the highlights of this video. This is the book that everyone should look for that loves samplers. Look at the cover. Look at the cover. This has charts in the back, which is really interesting. The charts are separate. Okay? And there are I'm not even sure which ones, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 10 sampler charts in the back of this, in a little pocket. Okay, now, is this added later? I don't know, but it sort of looks like it's part of the book. So this book is in German or Dutch? Let's look, because there's a card back here. Dresden. Okay, so that's Germany. So it's in German and English, so it's both. So as you go through this book, it's got 10 actual charts in the back, but it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I guess it's got over 30 samplers in here to look at. And then other things, whole things about meanings of Christian samplers, stitching a sampler, and then I don't know what this stuff is on the 140s. There's interesting things about colors, I don't know, and so forth. I have to look through that. But some amazing, interesting, beautiful pictures. Beautiful pictures. Just beautiful explanations and pictures. And like I said, it's in English and then these are look at this sampler. Okay. Am I going to show you every sampler? No, but I can certainly show you a bunch. Okay. You can't believe some of this. Look at this one. Okay. Utilitarian sampler. Denmark samplers. Another Denmark. Okay. Oh, look at this one. Amazing. All kinds of samplers. More Denmark marking or alphabet kind of thing. Now French samplers. Okay. And like I said, I can't really show you 30 samplers, but I mean, I want to show them all. And you can see from different countries of Europe, just amazing, amazing samplers. I mean, just, I'm not even showing them all. Like there's 30 samplers or more. Look at this one. Okay, that's a German sampler in black. And there's whole explanations about these samplers. More German. Amazing. Amazing samplers. I mean, it's such fun to look through this book and read about them and study them. This is a Netherlands sampler. Unreal, huh? Unicorn, birds. Well, I don't know if that's a unicorn. I don't know what that is. Look at this one. This is Spanish. So I don't know what the 10 sampler charts in the back is. I can't wait to find out. So this is British samplers. This is a fairly, looks like a straightforward kind of stitching thing. But I love that there's so much interest in here. whole bunch of British samplers in the back that are beautiful, Scottish. So anyway, this book is called Samplers and Designs, 3 Centuries of European Samplers, Muster Ticker. Here you go. You look at this as you can. You can see I paid 20 bucks for it, which I thought was a bargain. So, and it's by Irina Hunt, H-U-N-D-T, and Lorraine Mutz. Okay, but Irina Hunt is the primary author. And amazing. Just amazing book. So if you are a sampler lover, find it. Find it before there's none left. I did look. I found one on Amazon. It wasn't cheap, but it wasn't crazy expensive either. So, and now for the piece de resistance. Okay. So I'm going to give you 10 creative and frugal finishing ideas. Okay. So let's go through this. This is a box of sorts. Okay, that's how it opens and closes, which the original color, but I spray painted it black and used it for this finish. Scared silly with the cat. So this was one that I had the box and I measured my finish and I figured out that it would look really good. And I had some open space, so I put some buttons just to fill my space. And voila, a finish. Okay, so number 10, boxes of all sorts. Find boxes. Now your one caveat is that if your box goes like this, let's say this one is meant to go this way, you really don't want to put a sampler on its side. So you'd have to find a long skinny sampler or sampler project pattern, or adapt your pattern to stretch it out, add new motifs or whatever. And I showed you how to measure and adapt patterns last time. Okay, so number 10, boxes. Number 9, this is pipe holder. Pipe holder. These are made for pipes. You can find these because a lot of people years ago, what do these holes now hold? Scissors. Okay. I did add a button in the front just for interest. And I did stick a little pin cushion. I didn't do a good job with that pin cushion. It was, and I did put some fabric in the bottom. You can see that. But these are super cool, super common, inexpensive. You put your pattern on top, and this will hold scissors. This will hold all kinds of things inside, and you will have a cool, super cool project. So this is number 9. Pipe holders. These hold smoking pipes. This one was a thrifty find. I believe it was $5. I'll tell you what I paid for these. This one was a like Mercari or one of those find. I think I paid $5 for the box. It was a little on the beat up side, and I believe I paid $7 for shipping, so it was $13. Number 7, excuse me, number 10, 9, 8. holders, holders. So this is sort of a holder made for candy, made for who knows what. But when I say holders, it's things with a handle. So boxes with a handle, holders. This could have been without a handle, and it could have been one of those boxes meant for pens. Pens, holders. This happened to be a Christmas box that came like this. As you can see, it had a cutout, and because I put fabric on the back, the fabric shows through the cutout. I did nothing to this box. It came exactly in the Christmas section, overlooked. Okay, so this holder now has a new life. Probably 1980s, 1990s, could be contemporary, I don't know. But holders of all sorts, find them. And this one did not need any work to it whatsoever. This was $1. I believe it was $1. Okay. Number 7, odd pieces. I know, odd pieces. This was a little bird's nest thing. At the antique show, it was outside on a table for $5. And I knew that in the bird's nest, I would have a bird, some sort of bird finish. Okay? So these are unique, odd pieces. This was odd. Who knows what it was made for? But this odd piece, look at weird looking things. Wow, that has a nest in it. Nest, think, finish. Okay? So there are metal candle holders that often will look like this. Candle holders. It goes in this category. So odd holders of sorts. 109,876, trays. This tray I did nothing to. It actually was made in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. And it came in, it was in fairly good shape. I think I just lightly sanded and oiled it. Linseed oil will bring back the life of wood, as will walnut oil. Walnut oil is food safe. Linseed is not. So if you use linseed, I highly suggest you wear gloves. I do like the walnut oil, but it's more expensive. But these are trays, small trays. This was a bread tray. Some of these will say our daily bread on them. Okay, so little bread trays, easy peasy finishes. This is 2-minute finish. Well, I don't know about 2 minute. Okay, so what we do for something like this is you take your pattern, and you see it's got a little puff to it because I used some backing on it, the iron-on one, but it was thick. And then you pull it around a piece of cardboard and stick it in there. All of these were made as an afterthought. You can also, like I showed you, do it as not an afterthought, more of a you know, where you're consciously saying, I need something to stitch this in, and then you can adjust your fabric size and so forth to fit in the piece. Okay. 10,987. Number, let's see, are we 10,987? 1, 2, 10,9,876. 5. Number 5. Shaker boxes. Well, this is a common one, and a lot of people get it. And you need round designs, but not necessarily. Not necessarily. You can adapt designs. Things, leave off some letters and make it round. This one was round. And then check the diameter and find the box. Now, is this thrifty? It can be. You can find some of these boxes on eBay, Etsy, places for 20 bucks, $20, $25, $30 max. Okay, this one was more than that because this one was a shaker box by Sudbury House. So this box I had paid $100 for. But let me show you other shaker boxes. Hold on. That I did not pay that much for. I have a set of 5 of these and they're graduated. I just pulled the top 2. The set of these 5 was $60, which means each piece was 12. Okay, let's see, 60 divided by, yes. Okay, so that's 10, about $12. So you can find them. Look. Hard to find these in a thrift store, but you can find them in antique malls, antique shows, Etsy, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace. Keep an eye and buy them when you find them because you will always find little pieces to do. And again, you can adapt a piece to fit. For ones like this, they can either fit this way or that way. I happen to have this whole set and it's not done. What am I up to? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Number 4. I think I'm on 4. Tops, ball jar tops. These are zinc tops. Perfect little pin cushion. Ball jar tops. In this category, you can also find cookie cutters that are interesting. Anything that's got a little divot, you can pull this and make a pin cushion very easily. Let's see. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. This was number 3. Excuse me. I can count. Okay. Number 3. Number 2. Cup finishes. You can find these. This is an old one. There are some more contemporary ones. I have more to show you, but I'll show you another time. These are easy to make. This was not meant for a round. I made it fit the round cup. But if you find the old ones, they have character. These old cups will go for $5 or $10. If they have dings on them, that's even better. So I've made a number of these finishes. Ooh. Okay. And easy peasy to put a little trim around. You just stick that in there and you can glue it or not. All right. Cup finishes. The same goes for little bowls. If you find little ceramic antique bowls, you can do finishes in them that are sweet. I love these enamelware cups. And now, number 1, vintage frames. Thrifty. Let me show you what I found this week for 50 cents and $1. 50-cent frame. And the frame is from Pennsylvania. And it was a handmade frame. I hate to cover somebody's work, but so be it. What a sweet little ornament frame. I do not suggest that you frame big pieces because you know, that's not easy necessarily unless you are comfortable or you are a framer. So I'm not suggesting, but little ones, very easy to do. No problem. Here's another one for $1. This is an old frame. You can just look at the back, look at the front, and tell that it's old. This one's very doable. It's not a big frame, and I do like it's an odd size. So this one. And finally, this one I probably would not frame myself. I found this also for $1 this week. Probably would not frame myself, but what a cool frame. What a cool frame. Let me give you an example of something in a frame this size. I found these at an antique show. The frames, they were matching prints. They were Nutley prints. I'll tell you the story about those. I didn't frame these myself. I wanted them professionally framed. I feel uncomfortable with larger frames. But cool, right? But these are all old frames. It was Nutley prints, it turned out. I paid 15 or 20 bucks for the two. Were worth money, and I sold them on eBay for $30. Go figure. Made a profit on my frames, but it did cost to get them framed. But that's okay. You can bring your own frames to the framer. This fabric, by the way, was called for fabric. Okay? And let me show you my latest finish. Now, last video, I pulled this out. We went over all the different size dimensions of this pattern based on different counts of fabric. So I ended up using a fabric, this fabric, which I believe was for 40 count, 36 count, something like that, which I thought was a beautiful fabric. Unfortunately, it doesn't show up in here. that was a fail, and I have a whole piece of it left. The fabric was a fail, but the project was not. So it did work. I fit it in the frame. Yeah, I believe this was 40 count. And I framed this myself. Now, this frame is unusual because it takes pins that hold it in. I found gold pins, 3 of them, so that the back looks finished in addition to the front. Now, when you have an open space, again, this was not really meant to go in a round frame, but I sort of got it to fit. I put a small piece of vintage rickrack, and actually this rickrack was sticky rickrack. It had, I don't know if they make it anymore, but it was in a package, and it's got a sticky back. And then I just threw some of these on top. Get that perfect. Okay, and this is going to be my exchange for the Stitch Florida, who's run by a flamingo woman. So I thought that would be cool. We needed an ornament. We had an ornament size exchange, and this is mine. So, top 10 frugal finish ideas. That's what this was all about. We also had some other stuff, and I hope you enjoyed my video. If you do enjoy the video, give me a thumbs up and give me a comment below. Well, not a thumbs down, but a comment below. Write what you enjoyed about the video, what you'd like to see more of. I could show you, well, I can have a tutorial where we finish items like this. That's in the future. We have tutorials. Tutorials maybe of how you paint something, like how we spray paint this. Tutorials of fixing things. Let's say you had a tray that looked beat up. How can we bring it back to life? Okay. So we have all of these items, these finishing ideas, and I think probably in the future we can do some tutorials of how to finish that, if you want that. Have a great week. It's been a nice Sunday so far. I'm right about to go get a sandwich. Talk to you later. Bye.